Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols. Well, to be honest, sometimes when I walk in Lowe's or Home Depot, I sort of freeze like a deer in headlights because I don't know what everything is. So David St. John is joining me today, and he filled our table with all of these amazing gadgets. And I am thinking, what is this, a noodle for the swimming pool?
Yes, you could use it for that.
I guess you could. No, this is great. This is sort of a first for Inside Bristol. We are doing a full-blown tutorial on how to prevent your pipes from freezing.
That's
or what
correct.
to look for and how to take care of it if that does happen. Thank you so
You're welcome.
much. This
My
is a
pleasure.
lot of fun for us. So where do you want to start?
Well, it's we need to talk about three different categories. Number
Okay.
one, the construction of your house, or if you're building a house, what you should consider.
Okay.
And number two, the prevention, if you already have a home, what you could do to prevent your pipes from freezing in a home that maybe wasn't constructed in the best scenario to be able to prevent pipes from
Okay.
freezing. And then the worst case scenario, when your pipes actually do freeze,
Yeah, we don't
what are
want
the
that
steps that you can take to be able to prevent at least the least amount of damage that you could possibly have. So those
Gotcha.
are the three things. So the first thing would be the construction.
Okay.
And none of these are going to be addressing the construction aspect. You want to construct your home in such a way that the outside pipes, the pipes that are you're going to have in your home, are not located on the outside of an exterior wall.
Okay.
So they're on the interior of the wall.
Right.
And then when the cold weather comes, then the pipes won't have as likely of a chance to freeze. If you have to have them on the outside exterior wall, then you'd want to use something like this to wrap the pipe, or a heat tape like this. But this is really for application if you've already got a house constructed and you're concerned about a pipe that may freeze. Hopefully you can take the steps before you construct your home that you won't need to use these.
And what about with this? I'm thinking, I know that in my house I don't have any exposed pipes except for the garage, and that's always I feel like a place where that happens. Is this something you can do on
Yes.
garage pipes?
Yeah, because the garage is
People
usually
leave
not
them open or
That's right.
something happens.
They're not heated or not heated as well. And if you have exposed copper pipe or PVC pipe like this one here, then when the cold weather comes, you've got over 2,000 PSI, 2,000 pounds per square inch that the ice exerts on the pipe, and it'll burst it.
Yeah.
And the actual freezing of the pipe is not going to cause so much damage. It will damage the pipe. It's when it thaws. And I think we've posted on our website a picture of a garage that had a busted pipe in the ceiling, and then it covered ice all over the two vehicles.
Oh,
I mean,
my
2 inches
gosh.
thick over all the vehicles, and the damage was extensive.
Yeah.
About 250,000 homes in America get damaged from frozen pipes, and it's generally about $11,000 per home is the damage that is caused. And a small leak like this, it's about a dime size. It'll leak about 14 gallons a minute, about 20,000 gallons in a day. So if you leave your house and it freezes during the day or at night, or if you go on vacation, that water's spraying out, it could do a lot of damage. So construction is number one. Then number two, suppose you have a home, it's older, or someone didn't think about what they were doing when they built the home, and you need to protect yourself from your pipes freezing. Well, you would need to look at your pipes, where they're located.
Okay.
In a basement, you may have a vent that is on the exterior of that wall that may blow against a pipe. Well, then if you would take this, which would be a foam insulation, and they're cheap. You can get them at a home improvement store for a couple dollars, 6-foot section. And all you do is you just wrap it, and that would give a layer of protection so that the cold air would not come up against the pipe, and then it would prevent it from causing that type of damage. Or you could go to a heat tape, which would be this device right here. And you would
Okay.
plug it into the wall, and it would have a light that would come on when that would occur. And you'd want to take, and the instructions are all here, they'd be able to tell you exactly what you need to do. But you attach this sensor, which is located right here, actually on the pipe, and then you put electric tape that is properly rated, and you tape it, and that actually puts a heat source to your pipe.
Wow.
And it work well for either the plastic or the
These are great solutions. Aren't we so excited that he's on the show? This is great. I'm just loving it.
The other thing you need to consider is that if you have an outside hose, you need to shut off the faucet that's feeding
Absolutely.
and then drain it and disconnect the hose and put the hose someplace where it won't be damaged. Make sure you get all the water out of it.
Yeah, if you have not taken your hoses off, you need to go do that right
Yes,
now.
you need to do
We're
that.
allowing you to check out from us for a quick minute and go do that.
And then if you have a faucet on the outside of your home, you could take, there's a little catch here on this device here, and this is for outside faucets, and you would actually wrap this around the faucet nozzle,
Okay.
and then you would pull this in from, can you hold that please?
Yes.
You simulated.
Takes two of us here.
And then you would draw this in, and this would go right up against the house, and as it would hug the house, it would give you a level of protection. Now,
So you should do this on your outside.
all outside faucets should have that. Now,
Oh, okay, I never
if
knew
as in
that.
last year you had a situation where they were all out of these, you could
Right.
just take a piece of newspaper and wrap it and then put plastic. I mean, you
Okay.
could get a very basic, inexpensive way and then wrap it with duct tape. Some way to give a little, so air's not blowing on it, and then you give a plastic wrap to it to keep the water from freezing it. And of course, this is for joints and so forth. And if you have the worst case scenario where you do have a frozen pipe, one of the best things that you can use is a hairdryer. Do not use anything with an open flame. Do
Okay.
not use an electric welder. An open flame or a welder is not recommended for these applications. People have used them and they've gotten in trouble. An open flame obviously will cause a fire. But this is actually a heat gun that is,
I was going to say, that doesn't look like my hair.
it's not a hairdryer. But you
Okay.
can use a hairdryer.
It might work.
Yeah, you can. And with this is, you want to look at the packaging, but this is actually designed to be able to melt the ice that's in your frozen pipes, and it has different settings, and you want to make sure you don't overheat it. And it's actually for taking off paint also, but that's what one of its applications is to get the frozen pipes free of the frozen water. Now, there is a leak detection dial on your meter. If you have a frozen pipe, leave your faucet open. That gives a way for the water to go into a sink, all right? And then you want to go out to your meter and look at that meter and see if that little triangle dial, which is a leak detection dial, is moving. And as you thaw, you need to make sure that you're not spraying water on things that you don't want to get wet. Another step that you could take, if the temperature is dropping and you have a sink, not necessarily an outside faucet, but if you have a sink that's on the outside wall, then let it run about the thickness of a pencil lead. And if you let that run overnight, then moving water does not want to freeze like water that sits still. So those are some of the good steps that you could take to prevent
Right.
or to cure the frozen pipes that you would find in your home after very cold weather.
Great. Wow, that's a lot to take in, but how fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate it. Now all of us are going to be very busy today getting our houses organized. So thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. My
and
pleasure.
everybody stay warm, and a lot of information. So we just appreciate you being on. You'll have to come back and give us, what else do you do? Lawn care? I mean, what else do we need to bring David on for? Because he's got a lot of information. We love it.
We could go into
Thank
quantum
you.
physics if you'd like.
Okay, we can do that, but that's next time. Thank you so much for being with us today on the show, and we will see you next time. Have a good day.